Moving on, Ukraine just hit Russia's biggest refinery that's about 2,500 kilometers from the border. In response, Russia has intensified its campaign against Ukraine with repeated large-scale missile and drone attacks. Pro-Kremlin reports have highlighted the use of heavy Fab 3000 glide bombs, and President Vladimir Putin has warned that retaliatory strikes will become even more powerful on the heels of the news. The US and Iran traded strikes for a third straight night over Hormuz. So two wars and one commodity, and the global energy market is caught in the crossfire. Kiev's drones tore through Gazprom NEFT's flagship plant in Siberia on July 6th. That was Russia's last untouched top 11 refinery, and now it is the hit. These aren't random targets. Refineries convert crude into gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and the fuel that moves Russian tanks. Ukraine calls them legitimate military infrastructure and not energy infrastructure. Adds strikes on Baltic export terminals, and Russia is now running a patchwork refining sector. That's resulting in fuel shortages spreading across its 11 time zones, even as it keeps exporting crude. And now, Hormuz. 3 consecutive nights of US strikes on Iranian radar, missile and naval sites. Iran's response: missiles on 2 UAE tankers inside Oman waters simultaneously. Now, Trump has announced a blockade and tolls for ships transiting the strait. That is a choke point carrying a fifth of the world's oil and LNG. Brent's answer: a near 10% surge, marking a single-day jump to above $83 per barrel, its sharpest spike in 6 years. The resurgence comes after crude dropped to pre-war levels last month on truce hopes. The pattern of both the wars are now structural and not episodic. Tanker rates from the Gulf already touched multi-decade highs earlier this year when Hormuz briefly closed. War risk insurance premiums are climbing once again. So vessels rerouting via the Cape of Good Hope add roughly 15 days and real fuel costs per voyage. Put both fronts together, Russian refining capacity degraded on one side, Gulf transit taxed and threatened on the other. That's not 2 regional flashpoints, but it's a pincher on global energy logistics, and shipping is paying the toll on both ends. The world faces a surge in inflation from increased costs on everything being shipped through the Hormuz. The IMF and the World Bank have already warned of the hit to economic activity and growth. Economists are now penciling in a global recession and a permanent productivity loss for the rest of the year.